Y'all already know what it is. What it is, what it is, what it is. Now, life be life, and man. Sometimes things definitely be out of your control and you can't change it. So, I do the things that I do. I get on live, I talk my shit. And I do what I'm supposed to do because it's an outlet. So tonight, we're gonna talk about it. And I think that's what gotta be done. All right. So we live tonight. I want to talk to y'all about tonight, man. So let's get to it. The moment you realize when you know that somebody is the one, right? You're terrified because deep down inside, you don't feel that you are the one. So tonight, as I break down this song by Wale, Matrimony, we're talking about the imperfect commitment. Can you promise forever while you're still figuring out today? It's a big fear of failure, the pressure of expectations, and why it is sometimes why I'm trying. It's sometimes the most honest vow you can make. I think a lot of times people be scared, and they be scared of change. They be scared of commitment. They be scared of for life. Like it's a difference. You're running into something that you didn't necessarily think you'll be running into. And sometimes you gotta have that heart to heart with your heart. You are that heart. So when he says there's a question of my heart, you got it. It don't belong to anyone but you. I kind of felt that. I ain't gonna hold you. You got my heart. This is the foundation. You have my heart. Before we talk about money, time, and flaws, we have to establish ownership. You can't, if I can't give my heart to you, I'm definitely not trying to give you my money, my time. I'm definitely just not into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just definitely not into it. If I have to, before I can do any of that, you have to have my heart. You have to. If the heart isn't exclusive, then what exactly are you doing? What you think the marriage is gonna be? You can't build a life if you're splitting your equity. Like, you just can't. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell someone, oh, you got my heart, but you out here telling 4 or 5 different people that. Yeah, it ain't gonna work like that. When he says it doesn't belong to anyone but you, he's giving security. Okay? He's giving security. Insecurity kills marriages more than infidelity. Okay? You gotta constantly reassure your partner that despite your flaws, your loyalty is locked. It doesn't matter if y'all together. It doesn't matter if y'all long distance. It doesn't matter if y'all short distance. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty is forever. Whatever arrangement that y'all have, that's between y'all. Nobody can break that but y'all, because y'all already have a structure, a foundation. Y'all already know what exactly it is that you are trying to do, and nobody can get in the way of that but you and that person. All right? When he says, I've got plans for you. He might not have the money right now, but he has the vision. I think that's where I'm at in life. I don't have all the money in the world. Kids is kicking my ass, but I have a vision. I have a plan. I have a hustle. I have a grind. You know what I'm saying? A woman, in most cases, right? If she a good woman, she gonna rock with you. She gonna rock with that vision. You know what I'm saying? She gonna rock with that vision. She gonna make sure, like, whatever it is that you're doing, as long as you have a plan, as long as it's, there, he there. But if you don't have a plan, you don't have a partner. You have a hostage. Share the blueprint. It's okay to open up and let people know what exactly it is you're trying to do. And I know that's crazy. It's crazy as fuck, because a lot of times people say they got plans. Styles, what up, my boy? I know a lot of times people say they got plans, but do you actually have a plan, or you just saying that you got a plan? Because most of the time, a person with a plan ain't too much gonna let that blueprint in. They gonna keep that to the vest. But if that is somebody that you're planning on building with, you say you have a plan, you got to let them in on that plan. So when he said, "I've got plans for you," I think that's something that, he's just saying, "Hey, listen, I'm out here. I got plans for us. I know what we can do. I know what we can be." When he tells her, "Don't worry," a man's job in most cases, especially when you're trying to take that step, is to reduce your partner's anxiety, not create it. So if your presence increases her stress, you are failing the audition. Okay? So you got to switch that up. You are supposed to be the calm in the storm, not the storm itself. And you speaking to a man that, in a sense, you're hearing from a man that, in a sense, I thought I was, helping weather the storm, but I also was causing the storm. This is why this song, I can resonate with this song, because I was there. I know how to be the storm, and how to resonate from the storm. So I was there. I think when he says, "It don't mean that I'm perfect. It don't mean that I don't make mistakes." This is one of the best lines in the song to me, because marriage isn't for perfect people. It is for forgiving people, though. If you wait until you are perfect to propose, you most likely gonna leave this fucker single. You have to commit to growing while you married. Just because you got married doesn't mean you stop growing. No, you got to keep growing. This is one of the things that I did not find out. Well, I found out, but by that time, it was too late. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be committed to growing while before, after, and during. You know what I'm saying? He's asking for grace in advance. Like, I will make mistakes. You need a partner who allows you to be human. If they hold every arrow over your head, this thing gonna suffocate before it even really has a chance to breathe. So grace is the oxygen to commitment. I learned that. All right, straight up, I learned that. Grace is the oxygen of commitment. Like, you got to understand, you're gonna have to give your partner a whole lot of grace. It ain't just, you know what I'm saying, we got married and boom, everything is gonna go perfect. Hell no. Listen, the easiest part of marriage to me is saying I do. Everything after that, oh, you in for a ride. Don't even worry about it. You in for a ride. When he said, "I'll admit I've been scared of your parents, and I admit that I've been scared of your friends," that's how deep that shit is. Because everybody ain't for you. Parents judge the provider capability. Men fear being seen as inadequate or not good enough for whatever woman, especially if they have a father or mother that cares. You always have that inadequacy that you're thinking. He's worried in most cases if he can give her the life her father did. If she got a loving father and he set the tone, it's always a fear. It's always gonna be a fear in the back of your mind. You have to realize that you are not competing with the father, though. That's a big misconception. You're building with his daughter. This is not a competition. I'm never gonna try to compete with anybody's upbringing because it's a different structure. That's a different stance. I'm here to, I'm here to make it better. So that's what you got to do. The friends are the tough ones too. They a tough crowd. The friends of the jury, if they don't like you, the verdict is guilty, automatic, off top. Doesn't matter what you do, and a lot of times if a dude has a past, sometimes and when you got a past, you got to win the village to keep the queen. Respect the circle, but don't let them run your relationship. Your relationship is still yours. Your marriage, your nuptials and all that is still yours. You can't let nobody, you can't let nobody play you. And there are people out here that will try to play you. They will try to overstep you. They will. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? They will try to overstep boundaries. And he said, I admit I've been scared of myself and I'm just trying to be a better man. Scared of self is deep because the fear is we gonna self-sabotage. Sometimes you got to know your own capacity for destruction. The fear is healthy. You know what I'm saying? The fear is healthy. It keeps you humble because you can always know, listen, I'm going to be better and I'm going to get better. It's just not, this isn't as good as it gets. It's good enough for you to accept me, but understand that I'm going to get better. You know what I'm saying? I think when everybody walks into marriage, when they walk into it, they do it so they can be better. I don't know anybody that walks into marriage and just be like, you know what? I'm getting married just to be the same. I'm walking in this to be the same person. I walked into mines thinking, yeah, I'm going to be the same person. Ain't nothing going to change. Everything is going to be great. It's going to be beautiful. I got hit like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was beating. Mike Tyson is marriage, and I was getting my ass whooped. Like old prime before Buster Douglas Mike Tyson. Not after Buster Douglas. Not, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. Nah, I was getting my ass whooped. I ain't gonna hold you, but the fear of knowing my own capacity of destruction is what kept me humble. I used my fear to create a better avenue for myself because I had the fear that I was gonna fuck up. Because if you don't have it in your mind that you gonna fuck up, because a lot of times people don't understand that, yes, in your mind you are going to fuck up. Please don't ever let nobody tell you that you aren't, because you are going to make a bunch of mistakes in marriage and in life. The thing with this though is, are you going to use that to be better? And I think that's what he was saying. I'm just trying to be a better man. Okay? It be like that. Effort is everything. A woman will wait for a man who is actively trying. I've witnessed that. I've witnessed that. I've witnessed being a mistake-free person. Like, damn, I just fucked up. I shouldn't have did that. And then it went from but it's your fault. But it went from that to you know what? I fucked up. You got me. You caught me. It was me. It was all me. I ain't gonna hold you. It was me. You caught me. Then before it was, I ain't do that shit. I ain't say that. That wasn't me. Shit. Now I'm more accountable for my responsibilities. Like, I'll let you be mad, but I also know, look, I fucked up, babe. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Be mad at me. Whatever the case is, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? It heals you. You know what I'm saying? Effort is everything. A woman will definitely leave a man who is stagnant. Like, if you've been holding the line for 16, 10 years, whatever years you've been holding that line, and you still ain't got no plan, you still ain't made no progress, How long do you think a woman is gonna stand around and wait? How long do you think a dude who wants to know where this is going? As long as you're moving forward, shorty gonna hold your hand. Straight up. But then you start changing that fear, right? You move that fear into action. At some point, you got a fear of, am I ready to evolve? Can I be the man to evolve? Like, am I gonna be that man to evolve? And then you move from that to, I am that man. That is me. I can do it. I can change. I can grow. I am who I'm supposed to be at this point. It's once you reach a certain age in a certain mind frame, that all that trying shit is over. You gotta actually start doing it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start doing it. Jump. The safety net is there. You just gotta jump. Jump. Don't even look down. Just jump. Straight up. When he said that I give you a child, you gotta understand that's a deeper connection. That's a deeper meaning. That's a deeper spirit. Honestly, that's the highest form of trust, because you're ready to lay down and parlay with this woman. But you also gotta understand though, marriage and babies and houses on heels and all that comes with a purpose. Like, a purpose is you're going to be there. You can't just halfway do this shit. Like, you have to be there. Like, just getting married and just saying, hey, we got married just to get married. Nah, you gotta actually be there. I'm just telling y'all, because these are some of the things that I wish I would have learned and took my time and did all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't take my time. I'm not gonna hold you. I did not take my time. I think I honestly, I'm gonna be real. When I got married, I really thought like I had all the time in the world, because the dedication and the commitment was there. So I had all the time. It was all on me. It was everything I wanted to do. I had the time. And then time came up and smacked me dead in my face and said, no. Time stepped up and said, nah, Chief, you ain't got all day. like real shit, you ain't got all day, nigga. You moving on my time. You know what I'm saying? You moving on my time. And I think, yeah, I was getting some texts at the time. But yeah, you moving on my time, and you ain't got time to, you know what I'm saying, to move on your time. Like, nigga, I control everything. And I think that's what it was. I ain't gonna hold you. I think that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it was. I was scared, and I had a lot of things going on. I think it was me just not. I think it was just me just not ready. And you adapt and you learn. You know what I'm saying? In our mind, though, before we cross that line, we feel like we still got to floss. You know, that's the ego. The ego is still there. Like, yeah, I'm getting married. Yeah, I'm in a long-term relationship. This is the most dangerous phase of a man. Like, you know, you still feel like you got to put on for the outside world. And you flossing in front and just, you need a partner that could see through that, you know. And I think that's the crazy thing about it too, you know. I think what it is a lot of times people got this misconception that once you get married, you're no longer flawed. You gotta open yourself up and realize that even though you do, because I know a lot of married people who still make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? There's a time where people be scared to share their life. You know, because when you share your woman with the world, you open yourself up to judgment. people be scared that, I know for me, I was like, yo, I'm not good enough to keep her. That was the fear, you know what I'm saying? But it's not stopping me from thinking like that in my next stage, because my next stage, I feel like I'm not gonna walk in with that fear. I'll admit that was my fear when I walked in. Yo, I'm not good enough to keep this woman. And I'm gonna let you know that fear took over. You know what I'm saying? And I think what it is we was more in the spotlight too. You know what I'm saying? So that public failure, more than anything, you gotta be brave enough to claim that shit in public and private. You know what I'm saying? I know it's coming. That's how you gotta approach it. I know it's coming. You know, you have to prepare. Listen, smartest thing I'm probably gonna say, you have to prepare for a wife before you meet the wife. That means you got to do all the work. That means you got to do all the work. Stop acting like a bachelor if you want something more than that too. Don't be Big Smash, because Big Smash was definitely on some bachelor shit. And you know, and I Imperfect, you're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? You're not perfect. You still are human. You know what I'm saying? Now you walking around with a bunch of move-ons. It's like Wale said. I think a lot of times we will sit here and we will act like, you know, and let's be real. When we cross that line, when you do finally get enough and say, you know what? I don't want to be over here no more. I don't like the streets. I don't like none of this shit. I don't want to be here no more. And I think it's scary. It is. It really is scary when you it really is scary when you feel like you got the women, you got the cars, you got the money, you got the clothes, you got the life. Why give all that up for one person? It's scary. You know what I'm saying? The club is a band-aid for a man who wants a home. Stop chasing all them women, all them dudes, all that out there, because that's just a band-aid. You know what I'm saying? Stop wasting time with move-ons. You know what I'm saying? Stop wasting time with move-ons, because I gotta be real. The move-on is cool, but if you gotta stay on, then it's even better. It's even better. You know what I'm saying? So as we take that stroll, right? Went from falling in love to drunk and falling apart. Now, if anybody knows what that is like, okay, drunk and falling apart. When men can't process emotion, they self-destruct. And you are talking to a man who doesn't drink, who let one night of drinking sabotage everything because he was scared of the fall and scared of all of that. You have to learn to be healthy when coping mechanisms, because you get married or you'll destroy your marriage with your vice. I think that's what I did. And that's why, like I said, when you make mistakes, because you will, doesn't matter if it's year 1 or year 20, you're going to make mistakes every year. Okay. This is hard because when you know that you messed up, regret is the heaviest weight. I told y'all for a whole year, a nigga like me was sliding down walls, wasn't really listening to music, wasn't really going nowhere, doing nothing, because everything that I did reminded me of my failures. So that's like the heaviest weight. You know what I'm saying? If you push somebody good away because you were scared, you spend years trying to move on from a ghost. And I told y'all, ghosts, they will forever haunt your house, your dreams, your spirit, your soul, everything, because it's different. I'm wrong, but I'm promising you better though. And your friends saying let him go. Think about it. He telling her, hey, listen, I made my mistakes. I'm coming in through the door blazing, you know, but I promise you things gonna get better. This is the pivot. You start making excuses. You stop making excuses and started making promises like, look, I got you. Promises need plans though. You just can't say you better. You gotta actually turn that movement, them words, into action. Intentional action is the only apology that counts. Doesn't matter what everybody else is saying. Your friends, your village, all them, they see the flaws. You have to work hard enough to prove their friends wrong, but not necessarily because the friends ain't in this relationship. Friends ain't in this relationship. All right. If a circle hates you, the road is rocky. Respect the protection they offer her, but still do your own thing. Nobody want to see their person in a fucked up situation. You got to respect that they want to protect her, but at the same time, your relationship ain't for them. All right. You got to understand that being forever is key. I can give up now because leaving is easy. I know I used to say that shit all the time. I can give up. I'm going to stop trying. Staying is hard. Marriage is the decision to not give up when it gets ugly. Again, I tried it for 4 years. It wasn't all bad. It wasn't all good either, though. But I think some people out here, they tried 30 days, 60 days, a year, whatever, and just feel like, this is the easy road to walk off. In your eyes, we forever. He sees the legacy, right? He said it. He stops looking at the women who love me now. Biggest mistake I made in my life. I looked at everybody that loved me now, and that's where the ego came from. You got to look at the one that wants to love you forever, not just right now. Like right now is cool. That shift, that's when you become from boys to men, bro. Like from temporary attention to permanent connection. That's the definition of maturity. Because it took me a while. And it's crazy because they'll be like, yeah, well, you had them and you did this and you did that and you didn't know no better. No, I knew better. I just didn't want to know better. So I'm telling you, like when you see someone that looks at you forever, you got to shift from the temporary attention to the permanent connection. All right. That's when you know you mature. That's when you know you grown. That's when you know you building something. You can't listen. I love this song for a reason. I'm going to tell you the main reason I love this song. It's because the song is me. He went from being unsure that he was the right person to fill these shoes. You know what I'm saying? And then he filled it. In his late 20s, he said in his late 20s, he's still never been to a wedding. The idea of that lobby empty does not sit well with me. It's not your fault that they try to get me because I'm going to need the sales because I'm selfish and I need you to myself. Trying to see you afloat, but don't want to see you on sale because I failed and see you about to cry. I think, okay, so look, right? He doesn't want to take her off the shelf, give her a life, shine it all up, make it beautiful, and then watch it get snatched away and then put back on the shelf for resale for somebody else to pick up. So I get it. I get all the fears and all the doubts because I was there. That's why I can relate and resonate with this song, because I was there. I ain't just speaking of what I seen. I was there. I felt the same exact way. But I'm growing now to the point where if you look, and I'm lucky to pull you off the shelf, you're not going back on the shelf. Straight up. So that's how it goes for me, honestly. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. So look, matrimony isn't about finding a perfect person. It's about finding someone whose flaws you could dance with. It's about committing to the process of becoming better and together. Because it's no longer one person over here and one person over there. Now y'all together now. All right? The real explanation for this is simple, right? Waiting for the right time is a trap. All right? There is no, I'm waiting for the moment. Nah, you got to get out there and create that moment. The right time is when you find the right person who is willing to help you fix the wrong things. Don't let fear of failure rob you of your chance for forever. Okay? Fear is a thing. It's a temporary thing. Failure is a temporary thing because what they tell you, at first you don't succeed, get yourself up and try again. Don't let fear and failure rob you of your chance at forever. Here I am, 39, still thinking like, damn, what if marriage doesn't work for me again? That was used to be. My mind frame now is I'm going to get married again and it's going to be a bomb ass marriage and I'm going to feel the love and shit that everybody talk about and everybody. I'm going to feel that shit this time. I know everything I don't want. Straight up. And that's what you got to know. You got to know what you don't want in order to go get what you want. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't need this. All right, cool. How we going to get it? Let's figure that out. Listen. January 10th. Let's talk about January 10th real quick. I honestly got to say I am extremely grateful for everybody that has brought a ticket, that is yelling out that they're going to buy a ticket, that is saying that they're going to pop out for Big Smash. I'm going to just be completely honest with you. Life is really fucking with me right now. So when I tell you that I need this, I need this. I ain't going to hold you because everything is changing and I don't like that feeling. So we're going to have a ball. Rain, sleet, hail, snow. We going to have a ball. All right. Everybody that's want to rocks out, that's coming out, that's popping out, that's showing up, come on out and show up. Life is lifing right now, but we still gonna party. We still gonna have a ball. We still gonna do everything we need to do because that's what life is. All right. So January 10th, tickets on sale right now. I need y'all to pop out. When I say I need this, I need this. It ain't just to say it. You know, it's what I actually feel. So right now, y'all need to pop out. Y'all already know what it is, man. I'm in the mode right now. So I just pop out with your boy. I catch y'all. I'll be out here tomorrow, G. I'm out.